BBC Radio Solent 24 to 1. If you were on the Facebook page of Sophie Ellis-Bextor, if she came up in your feed on Sunday night, you would have seen a picture of her flat on her back in a field between some sets of tents, and what I presume was either Victorious on South Sea Common or Carfest, which was going on at having performed at not one, not two, but 3 festivals over the course of the weekend. You might have thought the woman would have given herself a couple of days off to recover from all of that, but no, here she is back on BBC Radio Solent with a brand new song. How are you after that experience, Sophie?
I'm good. Yeah, I got home yesterday lunchtime and was definitely feeling a little bit fatigued yesterday afternoon. But no, today is a good day. Everything is fine. And it was actually a really good weekend. It was just, I think, you know what it's like when you've got lots in your head and then you stop and your brain just kind of like melts. That's kind of what happened to me yesterday.
Do you get into a sort of, there's a sort of vibe about being in front of a massive audience, and it was a huge audience at Victoria, so reportedly they were having trouble getting people in and out of the field at the end because there were so many people there. But there's a little video you put again on your Facebook page of it, and it was immense. It looked more like you were at Wembley Arena, or Wembley Stadium rather than there. Do you sort of, when you're going festival to festival, are you in that kind of mode for big things rather than littler performances, do you think?
I'm kind of up for anything. I think, you know, I love all different types of crowd. I'm very happy. And I think the good thing about festivals is that I quite like a challenge. So I'm like, okay, let's see who's out there. And then I like the fact that some people would have definitely decided they want to come see me because they like what I do. And other people might be a bit like, I'm going to give it a go. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And I'm like, great, I'll try and win over everybody. And, it sort of suits me because there's a little bit of the unexpected about it. And I think that's what I love about festivals. You know, it's always a bit of a treat.
Well, Solent listener Daniel on Hailing Island texted to say, Sophie Ellis-Bextor doing Like a Prayer was the highlight of my weekend. Big Madonna fan.
It's like such an amazing tune.
If not the whole summer, he says. It was amazing. Every single person was dancing and singing along. And not that it matters particularly, but I'd like you to know Murder on the Dance Floor was represented at West Quay Shopping Centre, Southampton, because we were singing it in my community choir for Southampton Pride.
That's lovely. I like that.
So you were all over the place. And you have this fantastic new single out as well, with the brilliantly named collaborator, Whoa! Am I saying it right if I say it like that? Because I don't feel I can just say whoa.
I was calling him woo-oh for a little while, which is definitely not right.
But it's definitely a warning, isn't it? Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah. So Pete, as I know him as well, he's a talented Glaswegian songwriter, producer, who approached me about doing this track with him. And I loved it from the get-go. I think it's a really clever little pop record, so it's been really nice to work with him on this.
Has it gone down well with the crowds? Because I know you've played Hypnotised at the ones you've been at this weekend, and people are... It's always tricky, I think, for any artist when you've got such established songs that people want to hear. They want to hear Murder on the Dance Floor and all that, but then you've got to bring them something that's going to keep them moving around. Did it work out okay?
Yeah, I've been putting it in the set since March, and the thing is, I think if you believe in what you're up to, then you don't need to worry. I think that the mistake people can make is feeling a bit apologetic about new material, but actually Hypnotised is pretty immediate, and it's also got a dance routine. So I kind of get everybody learning this dance routine, and I say to them, you're about to participate in mass choreography to a song that you might not have even heard yet. And actually people really go for it. And I mean, I didn't realise how much people love doing a dance routine. They just get really into it. It's great.
If you can train them up with the new one, then the time the next tour comes around, they already do it en masse without having to be prompted.
Exactly. Yeah, let's see what happens. But it's been great, and I've found it quite empowering, actually.
Was Whoa out there as well performing, or were you representing because he's a producer, isn't he, doing lots of stuff, Glaswegian Whoa?
Yeah, so he's not touring with me, no. He did come out on stage when I was in Glasgow back in March. And he had a little dance around, but I don't think Pete's comfort zone is the stage.
You can't. Don't tell me his name's Pete, Sophie, because I'll know he's got a normal real name now. I won't be able to continue just going whoa every time we play the song.
No, he doesn't mind. He's happy to be known as Pete. It's fine.
Okay,
don't worry.
I'll take that as insider information. I mean, I saw from your post though, after doing all that Carfest and the one at the South Bank in London, was it back to London you went after Victorious and picked up a mic to do karaoke. Is that what it...
Yeah, so when I finished at Victorious, I went back to Carfest, which is where I'd played on Friday, because my husband Richard, with his band A Feeling, were playing at Carfest on Sunday. So me and the kids went back to meet him there. And then they were having a big party for all the people who'd put Carfest together. And we've been doing Carfest in one incarnation or another since it started. So we know those guys really well, and they're a really lovely team. And so, yeah, they got the karaoke machine out. And my first thought with karaoke is never let me have a go. It's always, oh no. But Rob Brydon was there, and I've sung with him at Carfest before. So Rob
was he himself, or was he a character? Because he sings as various different people, Rob Brydon, from Elvis to Tom Jones to anyone.
Well,
really.
You're right. And he'd done his Elvis songs with The Feeling on stage at Carfest. And then afterwards, he was being more himself, because we'd sung Islands in the Stream together. Oh, it must be about 3 years ago now. So, yeah, we just picked up with that. So we did a little bit of Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers, and then we did You're the One That I Want from Greece as well.
Amazing.
And then I ran away just in case they made us do more karaoke, because all I wanted to do was just chill out. It was like 1 a.m.
Well, at what point do you chill out? Because the last time we spoke was just after the amazing 24-hour kitchen disco for children in need.
Oh, the dance-a-thon, yes.
The dance, an astounding achievement, as we talked about at the time. In fact, we had your mum, would you believe, on this show a few weeks ago.
Thank you.
Bless her. And she said all she wanted to do was like go and give you a hug. There were sort of strict rules about who was going in and out at the time, and all the rest of it.
It's true. I had it where, like, at the time, there was no more than 2 people allowed on stage, except for at the end when my mum came out with all the kids and Richard.
She's so proud of you, your mum. It was really nice to hear it from a mum's point of view about
yeah, we're
all
very
of that.
close. She lives like 10 minutes from me. I speak to her pretty much every day.
But then you didn't. There wasn't much chilling out after that, because you were pretty much straight on tour. And likewise at this festival. Now, with your brilliant family, we all got to know during the kitchen discos. You, like most families, are transitioning into getting back to school. It must be soon. Where you're about a week away here on the south coast. Is that a time when they go off to the various different places that they've got to go, you're actually going to let yourself go, right, I can put my feet up for a bit
I think
now?
back to school will definitely be quite welcome now, because the thing is as well that they've been sort of looking to me for like what we're going to be doing all summer. And we were lucky enough to have a little family holiday at the beginning, but since then, you know, I actually took a couple of them on the tour bus with me this weekend just gone, which I think is really fun. But you know, for the most part, it's like, you know, there's not like tons organised for every day. So I think they're just like knocking around a lot of the time now. And so,
do they still enjoy it, or are they on the phone with YouTube or whatever game they're playing with the Bluetooth headphones on?
Well, I took the 10-year-old and the 13-year-old, and for the first 2 gigs I did, I couldn't get them even to come near the stage. They were just like, they and their friends just stayed on the tour bus or just like roamed around the backstagey bit, just like running about with the ball. But I think I forced them to come for the last gig of the weekend. I was like, come on, I said, I need to have you by the stage looking bored for one of my gigs. And actually, it was really nice for me. I like it when they're there. But yeah, I think my little ones like it, but the 10 and 13 are over it. They've seen it. They know what
all the way through lockdown. They were on everyone.
They're just like, we've done this now. We don't need to see you do it again. I mean, I get it. Like, it's boring, isn't it, if you see like your mum doing the same things all the time,
especially if she then goes to do karaoke afterwards as well, after entertaining all the crowds. And
they looked at that with real amusement, actually.
Oh well, look, congratulations on a phenomenal run. We're going to have a listen to Hypnotised with Whoa, who I will never call Pete, because that spoils it for me as far as I'm concerned. Always brilliant to talk to the fabulous Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Thank you so much for coming on, Sophie.
Lovely talking to you. Thank you for having me.
You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized. You will never have the key to my heart. Pay attention to the things that I said. I had told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes. Here we go at it again. You see, this position is not for me, and it just wasn't meant to be. The decision is mine to leave you, so I've grown so tired of the mind games you play. So warm in the night, yet so cold in the day. You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized. finding ways to sleep in my bed. You have always kept me hypnotized. You will never have the key to my heart. Pay attention to the things that I said. I had told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes. You always knew how to creep into my head, always finding ways.
Instant earworm.
You have always kept me hypnotized.
It's Sophie Ellis-Bextor and whoa, I'm never going to call him Pete.
My heart, pay attention to the things that I said. I had told you I was sick of crying when you gave me promises of paradise, then took them back again before my eyes.
It's called Hypnotised on BBC Radio Solent. 12 minutes to 1 on the nose. Thanks to Sophie for coming on.